Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for FLR. Now I wanted to discuss one possibility of the bullish scenario because I was pretty hard on FLR the other day. And I know a lot of people are invested in this, but I want to show you the exact way me personally would trade this. And the only chance I would give it right now for the next couple months. Okay, first off, I have this as a three-wave move. In the bullish scenario, this would be a wave 1 in a diagonal. Still really nice price movements in this scenario. I'd be targeting between the 618 and the 786 for this one, for the wave 3. Which would be a price range of 6 cents and 8.3 cents. But I would also look for this to be a three-wave move just like this. Something like this. Then I'd be looking for a 3, 4, and a 5. This is the pattern I see playing out on FLR in the bullish scenario. I just don't want to pull somebody out of a coin that they're in just because I give a negative view on it. I want to show you the bullish scenario as well. So it's a 350% move. I would argue there are lots of better opportunities out there, but if you are forced or you really believe in this project, I'll show you how that can play out. Now I'm still to my bias that we get a move up here and we just keep dragging down. That is still my bias, but I'll show you how we can actually impulse from here. And I told you if XRP takes off, I'll take a look at it because that is the token they released, right, in the airdrop, as far as my understanding. So I want to show you how that can be. Now, first we had a ABC as a zigzag for our W. We had a long dragged out X wave as a flat for our correction. And then we had a diagonal for an A wave, B, and we're looking for 5 waves down for a C. Now, the only way this can be complete is if this wave is an impulse, because we can't get back-to-back diagonals, right, in the correction. So the way that would be complete, and this would be complete, is we ended up hitting a just under a 786 extension, where A equals C. And this would have to be your impulse. It's ugly, have to be a diagonal. It's very ugly. You can see when we get to the smaller time frames, it's very ugly. It would have to be like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, just because the price action is so squished. It is technically there. That's all I want to say. It's technically there. And you'd somehow have to get like a 5 wave out of here as well. So you can see how ugly it is. But you'd have to get some extended stuff here. And this would have to be like a diagonal 4th wave or something. Or sorry, a triangle 4th wave. It's just such ugly price action, right? But the only way I would take this trade setup, which is technically there, although low probability, I'm only making this video because I want to be fair to the community here, the FLR community. So that would be your 5 wave. It does obviously a 5 wave move, right? So this would have to be your 1, 2. This would be a zigzag with an ending diagonal. We then have another, most likely 5 wave move here, or this is a diagonal. I don't love those extensions either. So we'd hit a 1-to-1, 1.2. Yeah, it's okay. It's not ideally what I look for, but it is valid. as long as that's around the 618, 786. Yep. And our shape is there. Yeah, I like some overthrow on the 5th. The way I would make this, yeah, it's very ugly, as you can see. This would either be a diagonal or 3 nested 1-2s. I'm just showing you the best case scenario here. I'm not saying this is going to happen, okay? I think it's very unlikely to happen, but I at least want to have the opportunity for those that are actively trading this. So that would be a 1-2, 1-2. Now, the reason I wanted to post this too is this is actually a pretty nice sideways move. Usually we would have gotten rejection from that area, but it does appear we're drifting sideways, so I am open to the possibility. But it's going to be very hard to target these waves till they fill out, because this count is so tough to pinpoint, right? There's nothing clear there. There's no impulse. It's just either a nested 3-1-2s all together, or a 1-2, 1-2, or this is part of some B wave of some sort that's extending out. You can see it's a very, very ugly count. Very ugly. So that's a 1-2. We'd aim around the 618. So I would label it this way for now. Something like that for now. One lesser degree. We'd be looking for the 1.618 or higher, because it came above the 618. Be looking for just mapping this out 1 sec. That hasn't even double topped yet either. So this would probably drag out a little more sideways. We haven't completed a correction here. Probably make some sort of flat. Because again, it would either have to be another diagonal. The more diagonals you see, the more likely it is corrective. Just put that in your head. Stop counting diagonals off a point and start counting them as corrections. So this is probably a 3-wave A. We're probably working on a B wave still, and we come back down as potentially a flat pattern, like such, as an ABC. So that is the most bullish scenario I see. So if this turns bullish, I will start covering it again. But if I were forced to trade that, this is all I'm going to say. If I were forced to trade this, I would wait for this move, because this is going to be a false breakout most likely. This is not a completed correction. We need to at least make a high and then protect this wave as a flat, or come down here as an A, B, C, something like this, one or the other. So what I would do if I were forced to trade this is wait for one of those two things to happen, and then I would buy the breakout above the correction. That's what I would do personally. I would wait for the break, stop at wherever the pivot is. So if it makes this move as an ABC, my stop would go here, and I'd be targeting up around the 200%. So like a 14% move. It's a nice trade. It's 6-1, right? But that's what I would do. And only covering this again because XRP is breaking out, and I said if they did that I would cover this. So I'm just holding up my end here, and I'd be looking for an ABC like such. And breakout, I'd buy the breakout above the B wave. Not this wave right now. I'd wait for this to fill out and the one after. Stop will go at this low. And that's as far as I would take it. And if this B wave doesn't happen and this turns into a flat in itself, we have a 1, 2, this is just extended out, 3, 4, 5 even. Stops would go again, your standard fibs, 382, 50, 618. But even that, I wouldn't trust it because I'm still bearish on it. I would still wait for the high of wave 1 to break. It would just change my position size. My stop would go wherever that low is. It'd be a little bit less risk reward. But the trade is there, though I'm not super confident on it, because I'm still waiting for this 1-to-1 of the W off the X. So just wanted to show you that it is possible to complete, and we go all the way up here. But hopefully by looking at this analysis, you see how we're counting multiple diagonals. This wave 2 is so deep, so although technically valid, it is pretty ugly, pretty ugly. All right, guys, so that's it for FLR. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.